When you spot a powerful long-term theme, you don't back away from the companies that benefit from it just because their stocks are getting hammered. Often these pullbacks are incredible buying opportunities. Just look at Okta, that's O-K-T-A, the cloud-based enterprise software company that helps other businesses protect their networks from hackers. These guys handle everything related to your login and verification credentials, usernames, passwords, and your mother's maiden name, your birthday, your first job, the hospital you were born, yet your favorite pet, whatever. We labeled Okta one of our cloud princesses back in September because cybersecurity is a fantastic long-term theme, particularly when it affects people, software as a service companies. But the stock got trampled during the market-wide sell-off, plunging from $75 in September just to under 42 at its late November lows. Then Okta reported an amazing quarter, as we figured, in early December, and its stock was off the races. Now it's back to 79. Hey, set an all-time high just today. Now, it was the company's 10-year anniversary yesterday, and they just hit 100 million registered users. So could the stock have more upside? Let's check in with Todd McKinnon. He's the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Okta. Hear more about the quarter and his company's prospects. Mr. McKinnon, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be back on the show, Jim.
All right, first, Todd, congratulations. There are 100 million people that you are now registered. How many of those 100 million know that they're registered?
We're changing their world. I mean, we're making it incredibly easy for them to connect to all their technology, whether they're logging into their business applications at work or they're a customer of one of our customers logging into a website, making their customer experience more enjoyable and more secure. They're big fans of Okta.
Well, I mean, because one reason I think of is that I know that I am on Okta because I studied Okta because of you. But I think a lot of people just think, well, wait a second, who the heck are these guys? I mean, last time, by the way, I was out with Zora. Same thing. It's like, who are these guys, Jim? And I say, you are probably one of their users and you just don't know it, right? I mean, it is difficult to get the word out.
Yeah, I mean, we help our customers both directly in terms of like their end users can see what we do in some cases. But in many cases, as you mentioned, we're behind the scenes. We're the plumbing. We're the infrastructure that's making their technology secure and making the end user experience super enjoyable. We're happy to play both roles because at the end of the day, it's about making customers successful with the technology, any technology they want to use, and whatever they choose to use, we'll fit in with it and how they want us to fit in, and we'll make their lives productive.
Well, you are the fastest growing company that comes on our show in terms of billings. You had accelerated revenue billing growth from 53% to 58%. What happened? Did you just hit some critical mass where people realized that all that really matters is the enterprise knowing who and what you are and not just using some sort of firewall or network perimeter?
Yeah, you mentioned it before. This is our 10-year anniversary, and we're incredibly excited about 10 years. And during those 10 years, we've benefited from several trends that are really lifting us to these new heights. The main one is cloud computing. And cloud has progressed tremendously over the last 10 years. But the most exciting thing is it's really just getting started. If you look at the overall IT spending market, it's over $1 trillion of IT spend. But cloud, everyone talks about the cloud. They think the cloud has come of age, but it's still only 20% of that. It's about $200 billion. So we're still in early days of cloud adoption. And so we're very excited about the runway ahead and the value we can provide in that context of really cloud taking over the world.
All right, now, one of our favorite companies is Adobe. Shantanu Narayan comes on all the time. And they are a big Okta customer. So a lot of people use, look, my daughter's on an Adobe product every day. And I told her, well, I can't tell her that I have Okta. And I said, but how often do you use Adobe? And she says, all our friends still use Adobe. Everybody. So tell people what the interface of Okta and Adobe is.
Yeah, we helped Adobe in a couple really important ways, and they've been a longtime customer of ours. The first way is that we help their business customers connect into the Creative Cloud. And the second way we help them is we help their 20,000 employees connect into all the applications they need to do their job at Adobe. And Adobe is an interesting story, not just because it's an Okta customer, but they've done something very amazing. They've transitioned their business from a packaged software business to a cloud business, and you've seen the results in their business and in their strategic position in the market. And we were lucky enough to play a helping role as we helped that login securely to that new Creative Cloud product they've had in the market for the last 4 or 5 years.
Now, it's entirely possible that I'm using Adobe or another product, and I have multiple logins, multiple passwords. What do you do for someone like me, and how do you protect the enterprise that has that situation?
We help enterprises get rid of those passwords. So our customers that use Okta for their employees, they have one single login credential that takes them into all their applications. So it greatly simplifies the end user experience, and as a result makes it way more secure and way more productive. Because at the end of the day, it's about how productive you can make your people and how great you can make the experience and how attractive you are as an employer and the kind of people you can attract.
Todd, is there anybody who even competes with you when it comes to software as a service side?
There's companies that have similar solutions, but we are really at Okta trying to be focused. We're trying to be focused on what our customers need and not to get too caught up in a platform player that's trying to do what we're doing or a niche upstart that's trying to copy some of our features. We're really focused on what do the customers need? Do they need help connecting to their customers? Do they need help with certain kind of security architectures that are emerging as they move to more of a cloud-central model? From the beginning of the company over the last 10 years, we've been incredibly customer-centric, listening to what customers needed and having that kind of be our North Star. And it's worked incredibly well.
Well, Todd, that does sound a little bit like our friend Mark Benioff. How long did you work for Mark?
I worked at Salesforce. It's not a coincidence. I worked at Salesforce for 6 years. I basically learned the ropes of cloud computing from Mark and the entire team at Salesforce. So it's not a shock that there's a lot of similarities there.
Well, look, I want to congratulate you. 100 million users in 10 years is incredible. The revenue growth is great. The fact that you're free cash flow positive is terrific, too. I want to thank Todd McKinnon, Chairman and CEO of Okta. Great to see you, sir. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.